Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Agents of Mayhem on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. For FPS monitoring, I'll be using CAM. If you want to download this software, there's a link down in the description. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel directly, there's a link to the Patreon page down in the description as well. So, Agents of Mayhem, I'll be doing 1080p, 900p and 720p. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. I'll also be using a Ryzen 3 1200 overclock to 3.9 GHz. Using the stock cooler, plus the G4560 most of the video. So first I'll show you 1080p, trying to get 60 frames per second, which will be pretty much impossible to maintain all the time. There are many drops below 60 frames per second, but at least it's possible to maintain it over 50 frames per second, which in my opinion is smooth enough. Explosions and other effects seem to be the reason for the drops as low as 45 frames per second, sometimes even lower, depending on what's going on. There are also a lot of reflections in play. After that, I try a 30 frames per second configuration, which means that I will just crank up the settings, trying to stay over 30 frames. Also including those moments where there are a lot of effects showing up, which are the most demanding parts of the game itself. Then I'll do the same thing using 900p and 720p, a 30 frames per second configuration and a 60 frames per second or close to that configuration. On those lower resolutions it will be easier to maintain higher frame rates, but the game just feels inconsistent. The frame rate variation can be very substantial. You can be at 30 frames per second when fighting, after that just go up to 60 or just turn around and look at the place that doesn't have much detail, and there it just goes from 30 to 50 in a couple seconds. So I recommend just limiting the frame rate to 40 or something like that if you're targeting that frame rate, so you don't have that much frame rate variation. To know how to cap the frame rate to whatever you want, check the link down in the description. Some of the settings that you should lower to get the best performance are first sun shadows, keep them on normal, and God rays. Those options have NVIDIA features, just lower them. It will be a very minor graphical difference but a huge performance difference. Then the scene detail, by moving it from high to medium, it can have a good impact in performance, a positive impact. And it's not that different. You can see all the differences while changing settings in real time. That's one thing that I really like about the options menu here. Also the shadow quality, from high to medium, there's a small graphical difference, but when you play the game normally you don't really notice much of a difference between high shadows and medium shadows, so I recommend keeping that on medium too. Then effects quality, if you have normal and high, you're not missing any of the effects, they are the same but at a lower resolution. It also has a good impact in performance. Then planar reflections have a big impact in performance, and general reflections as well can have a noticeable impact. Since they are all over the place, there are reflections on the floor pretty much all the time. When it's nighttime there are many reflections, on top of rooftops there are many reflections, on floors. So yeah, this can affect performance quite a bit. Then we also have an HBAO option. This doesn't seem to do much to the performance. It depends on where you are and how much ambient occlusion is present. It doesn't usually make a huge performance difference, but screen space reflections, especially at night, can have a big impact in performance as well. I didn't enable any of the NVIDIA features like God rays and sun shadows, since those make a small graphical difference overall. If you are playing the game, you don't really pay attention to those small details, but they make a huge hit in performance. You cannot play at 60 frames per second constant maxed out, even using a GTX 1080 Ti according to Steam forum posts. So this game just seems to be badly optimized. When driving or just moving fast through the city, you might find some drops in the frame rate and freezes on both the G4560 and the Ryzen 3 1200 overclocked to 3.9 GHz. I saw spikes to 100% CPU usage while driving, or random moments while fighting with many enemies, for example. That seems to be one of the reasons for the stuttering and freezing that can randomly occur. I also noticed sometimes a couple spikes in the hard drive usage while moving fast through the map, especially while driving to a very detailed area, but spikes in CPU usage were way more often. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video, thanks for watching and see you next time.
deal with.
Oh no. No. Firing on the enemy. We're hanging back.
How did this happen?
I can take these guys down, no problem.
Big shot coming up!
I feel nothing. I cannot fly. Lay down and die. I feel nothing.
Always room at this party for more.
Insignificant.
Watch out!
Looks like we're not done yet. Hold the cannon!
I repeat, outpost is under attack.
Legion must not die!
Stop the attackers from taking the outpost.
Get all you want, motherfucker! I got plenty of ammo!
All troops busted. Watch out, there's more coming. Shit, this isn't a... Here comes the washed up man! I'm coming! Special Mayhem delivery! They've got backup. It's really heating up now.
Let me handle these guys for you.
Stop hanging back! Damn, where'd they go?
More for our little party.
Loading on the target!
Team Mayhem the outpost and out. attackers from taking the outpost.
Looks like we're not done yet. Woo!
Keep Mayhem from reaching the outpost antenna.
Glory! These guys are all you! Rough skies ahead, girl.
Any Legion soldier.
Training. I feel
More motherfuckers? Oh, must be my lucky day.
I feel nothing. Straining. Engaging.
Another round? Just sounds good to me.
Looks like we're not done yet. Haha! Looks like you found some trouble.
Stop the attackers from taking the outpost.
More to deal with.
Some more, huh? Send it. Gonna have a place to put all these books.
I feel nothing. Lay down and die. I cannot fly.
Firing on the enemy target. Bring it on.
I feel nothing. I am strong. I cannot fly.
Grab and cover. Gotta get this thing recharged.
I feel nothing.
Stop the attackers from taking the outpost.
They're gonna feel this in the morning. Shit's getting real. under attack. I repeat, the outpost is under attack.
Get closer to that.
How many are there?
Seriously? You wanna fuck with me?
I can do this.
Hold still!
Cue the action music. Watch out, there's more coming.
You cannot escape me.
They've got backup.
Eat this, Mayhem! Let me handle these guys for you.
Stupid and join pride!
Still. Live.
Some more, huh?
Cyclops.
I can do this.
Armor's too tough. Gonna need someone like me to get through.
Cool down.
More mother...